Welcome back. So I hope you've got your schedule ready now. So now what I'm going to do before we move on to the next schedule is I want you to start thinking about the whole thing of this is knowing when you get to a point when you can start employing people to do the jobs that you don't want to do, or if you're in like a service-based industry, I don't know, say you're an accountant or a virtual assistant, or you work in like marketing, something where you provide, you might provide your services in packages, but you have so many chargeable packages per week. It's knowing when you get to a point when you've got enough work and you're making enough money to start taking those people on, but getting your product pricing like nailed down right from the start, like right now, will make everything else like so much easier. So you will see I've included an Excel spreadsheet. So there's 5 tables similar to this on the Excel spreadsheet. If you've got 5 services, you can do different scenarios. I've simplified this down for this video just so that I can talk you through what to do. Now, with the product price, and I'd recommend doing this in a live practice session as well, because your business might be a little bit different. We can do it together. You go into like breakout rooms, do it with other people as well. You might find as well, the first time you do this, you're running at a loss. Like you're not even making a profit. If you had these people working for you, you wouldn't be making any money. And one thing I will say as well, this is gross profit. This doesn't include your overheads, your rent, all of the other things, all the other business costs you've got, which we'll cover in the Cash Flow 101 course. This is just the cost to providing the service that you provide. So I've based this model on coaching. So, and what I'm saying is for 1 hour's coaching plus the 2 hours prep that goes into getting ready for the meetings, getting everything prepared, making sure like anything you need to create or anything that you're bringing to the coaching, I spend about 2 hours per session, just getting everything ready to make sure I've got everything in place for what we've decided we're going to focus on that week. So say you're offering a 1 hour coaching session with 2 hours prep at £175 per coaching session, and you're seeing, I've very simplified this down, but you're seeing 1 client per day and you're working a 5-day week, just say. Now, say you've worked out what you need to earn a month personally. So you need to be paid, even when you've got people working for you, you need to be paid a minimum of £75 for providing that service. Now, that doesn't work out to a lot per hour, but I've just rounded it up just to, you can work this out. There's columns in the spreadsheet where you can say, I want to be earning £25 an hour, and put the hours in and it will calculate everything for you. So this says the cost of you providing the service, £75. Now, you might do 5 hours of admin a week. Just say in your schedule, you might have scheduled 5 hours of admin. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, well, you're seeing 5 clients a week. So it's about an hour admin time per client. And if you were to employ someone to come and do your admin, you'd expect to pay them whatever you'd want to pay them. I've put £18 in here. Whatever you'd want to pay your admin person, that is the amount that you put in there. So you're accounting for that. You're putting a financial amount against that time. Like, this is so important, because by putting a financial amount against your time for the time that you spend doing things in your business, when we come to the next video and do your next schedule, actually, when you're doing fully chargeable work, you've got these costs covered in your product pricing. So then we're going to look at like marketing. So say you were spending like 10 hours a week on your marketing, roughly 2 hours per day, and you'd expect to pay someone about £25 an hour to do your like sales and marketing, you put the £50 in. Then say you're going networking as well. So you're doing 3 networking events a week, and they're costing you an average of about £45 a week. It's about £15 per networking session, just say. You break it down. Okay, so £45 over the week divided by 5 days, because at the moment you're seeing 1 client a day. So divided by 5 is £9 per day, because you're just working out the costs related to this 1 client. So you're working on your scenario. So your gross profit per day at the moment, because you'd only be seeing 1 customer per day, or if you were doing this over, say you have there's 8 hours in your workday. Now, out of those 8 hours in the workday, you do chargeable work for 6 of those hours. So you can break it down even more, like per client, you know, so you're charging your client X amount per hour. You know, you can go into as much, you can do this on a day by day basis. So what you expect to earn per day, you know, like go into as much detail as you want with this. And this is why coming to the live practice sessions we're doing this is a lot easier, because you can ask questions, we can do it together. Like I said, this is just a simplified version of what the spreadsheet that I provided with you to give you an idea of how to fill it in. Because with this figure down here, you're going to be making just under £100 profit a week, gross profit. Out of that needs to come all of your overheads. So once you added that into your cash flow, you might find actually you're running at a loss, or but this is based on you just focusing on the chargeable work and you having employees coming in to do this work. So you'd know, actually, at the moment, if this is how I was working, I would just be earning enough to take these staff on if I was working at my maximum capacity. So if this is your maximum capacity, you would just have enough to take staff on. However, if you then took staff on, it would free up another 3 hours a day. So what you could then do is you'd then, and this, we're going to cover this in the next video, but because you then know you've got an extra 3 hours a day, because you've got someone doing your admin, you've got someone doing your marketing, actually you're spending 3 hours a day per client. So you can take on another client and earn another £175 per day, which is then goes towards this figure because you've already accounted for all of these costs. Does that make sense? So I ask you to spend some time, like think about looking at your schedule and looking at, you know, how much time you're spending on admin, how much time you're spending on marketing, your workable hours, your chargeable hours, what services you're providing in those hours, putting a financial amount against it so that you can break it down by day. I mean, it's easier to do it by day or by service, but just breaking it all down and putting financial amounts against everything that you do. Then in the next section, we're going to start looking at if you did have people doing these jobs for you on your new schedule, which is your ideal schedule, your future result schedule, then actually what is your earning capacity offering the services as your business model is now. So spend some time doing this, and please book onto practice live training session so we can go through this together, and I'll see you in the next video.